Hello everyone, this is Vault Loner coming to you live. Today's subject and fun is Fonline 3. So what is Fonline 3? Fonline 3 is a MMORPG created by fans of the original Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. The fan originally being a tactics mod for Fallout Tactics. Now, I started playing Fonline around 2014. I came across what was Fonline 2 at the point, played by wonderful Wesson, Skycast, and several other developers. I'll be doing a review on them on their server also. But first, I'm doing one on Fonline 3. Fonline 3 is, by all measures, it's an MMO RPG. And it is fun. It can either be played in two styles. Turn-based, like in the classics Fallout 1 and 2. Or in more of a real-time version, more like Diablo 1, where everyone's moving on the screen at once and you're having to click for your life. Me personally, I don't care for that style and prefer to more play in the style of Fallout 1 and 2. So what makes this game unique? Well, it's an MMORPG not made by Bethesda, so if you were disappointed with 76, you might want to come on over here and take a seat. It is more classically in the vein, as you can see, Fallout 1 and 2. As you can see, my character is made of sprites. Everything is done through old mechanisms of clicking. You use skills. As you can see right now, what I'm doing as I'm going to hit first aid. And down on the bottom, my HP is low down here. And that's what works well for it. It is basically a reimagining of Fallout 1 and 2. Taking place after Fallout 2. Now, unlike 76, when you die, you die. It's not permanent death. But 76, you pretty much can go and, die, and all you'll lose is your junk. In Fonline 3, if you die, you lose your weapons, your armor, your ammo, and your virginity all over again. The Wasteland takes you out, beats you up, and kicks you out back. Tells you, try again. And without anything to help you out. Now, by all means, this one is pretty much one of the nicer servers. You can find stuff in tents and ammo crates in some of the main cities. If you really are desperate and needing some equipment, you can take it straight out of them and there's no penalty for it. Now, it's got a it has, a diverse and challenging player diversity. And the map itself has added parts in, not only including locations from Fallout 1 and 2, but locations from Project Nevada's mod for Fallout 2, including Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Hawthorne, Wind of War, and multiple others, and even Area 51 with all those aliens. But that's just part of the fun. I reached out to our developer, Komisar Vinet, and reached out to him asking what was his main goal with Fonline 3. How did he meet Komisar? I'm probably not saying his name right. He can kill me later. He'll probably ban my character, but that's just him. And doing what were they deciding to do with it? His response to me was, I can't say that there was something very specific that inspired me to become a developer of Fonline 3. One day I just saw Komisar deciding to develop a new game, and I thought, oh well, why not? Join the development. It's a new fresh start after all. Of course, this is also after he had just gotten done with, unfortunately, the follow through of Fonline The Last Stand, which was taking place in Colorado. Unfortunately. But, which I did actually help our good, this is how I originally knew our developer, Vinet. And as he continued to say. And so I did. We organized our small team and started to work on the game. Since then, it's been like 1 year. We have actually met before that case. Just one day I suggested him my help, and he gladly accepted it. And if I was correct originally, this was originally Fonline Battle Royale, which makes sense now when some of the events in this game, like war events, are part of it, where NPCs are coming in and they battle each other. Now, I also asked him, what was the major goal? And the major goal and idea was always to make Fonline 3 to be a Fallout game in the first place. This was and is the major flaw of other servers, including the mentioned Reloaded and Fonline 2. Usually both devs and community forget that they are actually playing the game that is supposed to be Fallout. And personally, on my note, also adding in, I do agree. So, that's our major difference from other servers. There was also many unique mechanisms and content, of course. I asked him, like, for you all that have never heard of Fonline before, and just have come across this video and never played it before, I asked, what would you give advice to new players? And he said, I would advise to expect difficulties from the very beginning. The community of Fonline is kind of harsh and sometimes even toxic. Agreed. Diverse, wonderful people as they are. And you can't really expect much friendliness and shall not wait for everyone to help you out. Here's the possible deal for you. You make a character, you go somewhere you shouldn't, you met another player, he kills you. But you should not be afraid of it, as it is a part of the game itself. Wasteland is harsh and crazy, and you need to be a bit harsh and crazy yourself to survive it. Now I asked, what would be part for roleplay? What has he done to make it even more? And he said, we have a very dynamic lore, and usually something happens nearly every day. Right now is season 3, and it's year 2262. It's been 10 years since the Great War of Factions, which was basically a war between the Enclave, the Brotherhood, Unity, NCR, and Vault City forces. And in the end, it resulted with the NCR downfall and a civil war among the rows of Unity soldiers. Nobody from the conflict basically had any power to continue the war. And 10 years after it, it turns out the factions such as the Vault City and the Enclave used it for their own corrupted purposes. However, meanwhile, people ask themselves about the other regions of the United States of America. It's been 200 years and nobody's ever heard from the another coast. So this season, we continue the story of war between the factions and the story of the first expeditions east towards Washington, and of course, the story of the Chosen One and the ex-director of Vault City, Alistair. Now, I know that Alistair from what I understand, is kind of a leftover from Fonline, The Last Stand server that he originally made. I'm glad that he was able to reuse content actually and bring it in to this game and making it a fresh new start. This is by all means probably one of the best of the lore developed servers, and it does show. The admins are doing something every day, or almost every day. They are trying to bring an event. Usually every Friday and Saturday, they are bringing on what are called the war events, which is basically NPCs of factions of the NCR, the Enclave, Brotherhood of Steel, Unity, and Vault City, all coming together on the battlefield. Usually, per se, let's take it Friday, the NCR and Vault City are battling over the city of Hawthorne, or over the actual capital of Shady Sands itself. And you have the opportunity, even if you're not affiliated with each faction, you have the ability to join in and actually help them out. You can join the NCR and serve in your country, or you could join Vault City, get a nice payout if you help them win. But anyway, you are able to play in and be part of it. Faction reputation is also part of it, although not as strong as I personally would like it to. It seems to not be as infected and as going as I really wish it were. But to continue on. Now, I asked him where will Fonline 3 be going in the future? And I said, and he responded with, to go forward, of course. Game development never stops, and so far we've planned to expand game mechanics and include more content into the game. For example, our soon coming update will include faction vision, expansion of engineering and construction mechanics, new quests, jobs, and even new weapons and armors. Now, I will personally join along in this wonderful seeing what they will be bringing up next. Now, I want, if anything, now, of course, I'm with the Enclave. I'm with an already NPC faction. My suggestion, if you are personally coming into this game, find one of the factions to join with. Find the player community. Yes, they can be toxic. Yes, they can be very diverse. But at the end of it, they are going to be probably the best way to get into the game itself. Now, I'll see you out there. Wasteland is harsh, and I'll see you right on out there yourself. See you around.